Welcome to In Nomine Domini. Each day we share the life of a saint to inspire faith and courage. Subscribe to walk with us on this journey of holiness. Saint Dymphna is one of the most beloved saints in the Catholic Church. She is known as the patron saint of mental health, anxiety, and depression. Her story is both inspiring and tragic. Saint Dymphna was born in Ireland in the 7th century. Her father was a powerful pagan king named Damon. Her mother was a devout Christian. Dymphna was raised in the Christian faith from a young age. She was baptized and taught about Jesus by her mother. Dymphna grew up to be a beautiful and virtuous young woman. She was gentle, kind, and full of compassion. She loved to pray and attend Mass. Her faith was strong, even as a child. Dymphna's mother became very ill when Dymphna was a teenager. Despite prayers and care, her mother died. Her father, King Damon, was devastated by the loss. He fell into a deep depression and lost his sense of reason. His grief consumed him and he became unstable. Damon's advisors urged him to remarry, but he refused to consider any woman except one who resembled his late wife. After searching in vain, Damon realized that his daughter Dymphna looked very much like her mother. Twisted by grief, Damon decided he would marry Dymphna. Dymphna was horrified by her father's proposal. She knew it was against God's law and her own conscience. She refused her father's wishes. Dymphna sought guidance from her confessor, Father Jerebenus. Father Jerebenus was a holy priest and a trusted friend. He encouraged Dymphna to remain faithful to God. Together, they made a plan to escape. Dymphna, Father Jerebenus, and a few loyal servants fled Ireland by boat. They traveled across the sea to Belgium. They settled in the town of Geel, hoping to find safety. In Geel, Dymphna lived a quiet and prayerful life. She devoted herself to helping the poor and sick. She used her inheritance to build a hospice for the needy. Dymphna's kindness and generosity were known throughout the region. She brought comfort and hope to those who suffered. Her love for God inspired everyone she met. Meanwhile, King Damon was searching for his daughter. He sent his soldiers across Europe to find her. Eventually, he discovered her hiding place in Geel. Damon traveled to Belgium and confronted Dymphna. He demanded that she return to Ireland and marry him. Dymphna refused once again. She stood firm in her faith and her vow of chastity. Damon became enraged by her resistance. He ordered his soldiers to kill Father Jerebenus. The priest was martyred for his faith. Damon tried one last time to persuade Dymphna. When she refused, he drew his sword and beheaded her. Dymphna died a martyr for purity and faith. She was only 15 years old. After her death, the people of Geel buried her body with honor. Father Jerebenus was buried beside her. Soon, miracles began to occur at Dymphna's tomb. People who suffered from mental illness and nervous disorders were healed. Word spread about the miracles in Geel. Pilgrims traveled from far and wide to seek Dymphna's intercession. The town of Geel became a center of healing for the mentally ill. A church was built over Saint Dymphna's tomb. The church became a place of pilgrimage and prayer. The people of Geel welcomed those with mental illness. They cared for them with compassion and dignity. This tradition of hospitality continues in Geel to this day. The town is famous for its care of the mentally ill. Saint Dymphna's legacy lives on in the people of Geel. She is a symbol of hope for those who suffer in mind and spirit. Her life reminds us of the power of faith and courage. Saint Dymphna is often depicted in art holding a sword and a lily. The sword represents her martyrdom. The lily symbolizes her purity. Sometimes she is shown with a book or a crown. Her feast day is celebrated on the 15th of May. On this day, people around the world pray for those struggling with mental health. Many churches hold special masses in her honor. Devotion to Saint Dymphna has grown over the centuries. She is invoked by people with depression, anxiety, and other mental illnesses. Families pray to her for healing and peace. Doctors, nurses, and caregivers also seek her intercession. Saint Dymphna's story has inspired many to care for the mentally ill. Her example teaches us to show compassion and understanding. She reminds us that every person has dignity and worth. Saint Dymphna's miracles are well documented. Many people have reported healings after praying to her. Some have found relief from depression and anxiety. Others have experienced peace in times of great distress. Saint Dymphna is a powerful advocate in heaven. She understands the pain of mental suffering. She prays for those who feel alone or misunderstood. Saint Dymphna's life was marked by sacrifice. She gave up her home and safety to remain faithful to God. She risked everything to protect her purity. Her courage inspires us to stand up for what is right. Saint Dymphna's love for the poor and sick was extraordinary. She saw the face of Christ in those who suffered. She treated everyone with kindness and respect. Her hospice in Geel was a place of hope and healing. Saint Dymphna's father, Damon, is a tragic figure. His grief led him to madness and violence. His story is a reminder of the importance of mental health. Saint Dymphna forgave her father, even as he killed her. She prayed for his conversion and peace. Her forgiveness is a lesson for us all. Saint Dymphna's relics are venerated in Geel. Pilgrims visit her shrine to pray for healing. Many leave notes and prayers at her tomb. The church in Geel is filled with testimonies of miracles. Saint Dymphna's intercession has brought hope to countless people. She is a light in the darkness for those who suffer. Her story is told in many languages and cultures. Saint Dymphna's name means poet or song in Gaelic. Her life is a beautiful song of faith and love. She is a model of purity, courage, and compassion. Saint Dymphna's devotion to prayer was deep. She spent hours in conversation with God. She asked for strength to face her trials. She trusted in God's plan, even when it was hard. Her faith was unshakable, even in the face of death. Saint Dymphna's friendship with Father Jerobenus was a blessing. He guided her in faith and helped her escape danger. His loyalty and sacrifice are remembered with hers. Together, they are honored as martyrs in Geel. Saint Dymphna's story challenges us to care for the vulnerable. She reminds us to reach out to those who are suffering. Her example calls us to be instruments of healing. Saint Dymphna's miracles continue today. People who visit her shrine report healings and peace. Some experience relief from mental anguish. Others find the courage to seek help. Saint Dymphna is a patron for our times. Mental health is a growing concern in the world. Her intercession is needed more than ever. Saint Dymphna's life shows us the power of love. She loved God above all and her neighbor as herself. Her love overcame fear and suffering. She is a witness to the strength of the human spirit. Saint Dymphna's story is told in books, prayers, and songs. Many churches and hospitals are named in her honor. Her image is found in stained glass and statues. She is often shown comforting the sick and troubled. Saint Dymphna's feast is a day of hope and prayer. People light candles and offer flowers at her shrine. Special prayers are said for those with mental illness. Families gather to ask for her protection. Saint Dymphna's message is one of hope. No one is alone in their suffering. God's love is greater than any pain. Saint Dymphna prays for all who are hurting. Her compassion reaches across time and space. She is a friend to those in need. Saint Dymphna's life is a call to holiness. She invites us to trust in God's mercy. She shows us the beauty of a pure heart. Her courage inspires us to face our fears. Saint Dymphna's story is a light in the darkness. She is a beacon of hope for the brokenhearted. Her faith teaches us to persevere in trials. She reminds us that God is always with us. Saint Dymphna's miracles are a sign of God's love. He heals the broken and lifts up the weary. Her intercession brings comfort and peace. Saint Dymphna's legacy lives on in the Church. Her story is shared in schools and parishes. She is honored in processions and liturgies. Her name is spoken with love and reverence. Saint Dymphna's example calls us to action. We are called to care for those with mental illness. We must offer friendship and understanding. We should work to remove stigma and shame. Saint Dymphna's life is a gift to the world. Her story brings hope to the hopeless. She is a reminder of God's tender care. Saint Dymphna's prayers are powerful. Many have found healing through her intercession. She is a source of strength in times of weakness. Her love continues to touch hearts today. Saint Dymphna's feast is a celebration of hope. We remember her courage and faith. We ask for her prayers and protection. May Saint Dymphna guide us on our journey. May she bring healing to all who suffer. Saint Dymphna, pray for us. Help us to trust in God's love. Give us courage to face our struggles. Teach us to care for those in need. Saint Dymphna, friend of the suffering, pray for us. Saint Dymphna, light in the darkness, pray for us. Saint Dymphna, healer of minds and hearts, pray for us. May your example inspire us to love and serve. May your prayers bring peace to the world. Saint Dymphna, pray for us. Thank you for joining us as we reflected on the life of this inspiring saint. Their story reminds us that God's grace is always at work, even in the most challenging moments. May their example encourage you to walk your own path with faith, courage, and compassion. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe and like in Nomine Domini, so you never miss a moment of inspiration and peace. Together, let's continue to seek holiness, one day and one saint at a time.